Okay, so good morning, class. My name's Destiny. So according to Salem Press biographical encyclopedia, this man was one of the main figures of the Indian independence movement who pioneered the use of nonviolent protests. Many groups that struggled to achieve justice, including the civil rights movement in the United States, have adapted the strategies and tactics he employed. He also worked to reform traditional Indian society, speaking out for women's rights and for the rights of many others. The man I have described goes by the name of Mahatma Gandhi. And today I will reveal information on his early life's work and legacy. My research for this speech was found in Britannica Elementary Encyclopedia, and Salem Press Biographical Encyclopedia. And my photos were found on e-library. So, Mahatma Gandhi was born October 2nd, 1869. He was the fourth child of the Prime Minister of the tiny city-state of Porbandar in India, and his parents were Karamchand and Putlibai Gandhi. He grew up in a home steeped in Hinduism, but Gandhi and his family were also influenced by Jainism, a morally rigorous Indian religion. His family married him at the age of 13 to a girl named Katsbura, whom remained his wife until her death in 1944. Gandhi was a mediocre student. He went through a phase of adolescent rebellion, smoking, theft, and even meat eating, which was really against his beliefs and his family's beliefs. And throughout the passing years, though, he developed a burning passion for self-improvement that led him to take even the heroes of Hindu mythology. 3 years after the death of his father, Gandhi left to Great Britain to study law. Gandhi returned to India in 1891 to open a legal practice. In 1893, a case required him to go to South Africa, where he stayed with only a few short trips back to India and Great Britain until 1914. On the form to port, Gandhi was kicked off the train for trying to sit in the first-class compartment when a white passenger objected his presence. This event helped Gandhi overcome his shyness by catalyzing his feelings about what happened. Afterwards, he began speaking at meetings and then organizing his own. According to Britannica Academic, Gandhi's goal was to protect Indian workers and traders in South Africa and then to expand their rights. News of Gandhi's work was sent back throughout the subcontinent, where he left. When he left in 1914, Gandhi was already one of the best-known Indians alive. Gandhi had developed his philosophy of nonviolent protest, which he called soul force. Gandhi evolved from an important political and cultural leader to the conscience of the Indian Empire and its people. According to Britannica Academic, Gandhi had staged impressive demonstrations such as the March to protest the salt tax in March and April of 1930. Between 1922 and 1944, Gandhi spent nearly 6 years, 2,089 days in jail, mostly during the 1930s and in the later part of World War II. World War II would prove decisive for the fate of India. Hundreds of thousands of people died from violence, disease, and malnutrition during the riots and forced marches and in the relocation camps. Gandhi made his way to some of the worst scenes of conflict, pleading, arguing, and fasting to bring the violence to an end. On January 30th, 1948, Narotham Godse, a 35-year-old high-caste Hindu newspaper editor and a refugee from Muslim violence, bowed in respect before Gandhi, who was on his way to a prayer meeting, and shot him 3 times, killing him almost instantly. This was the only way Godse and his fellow conspirators could deal with Gandhi's message of peace for all Indians. This was the all right. And according to Britannica Elementary Encyclopedia, Gandhi was not fully successful with his work in South Africa. When he left, Indians were treated as second-class citizens with few rights and degraded by the whites that controlled the country. Gandhi failed in much of what he tried to accomplish for India, though he was able to modify the caste system and many of the social taboos that went with it. The Indian Empire was split between India and Pakistan, while he succeeded in freeing India from British rule. The small, self-sufficient, self-governing villages that Gandhi hoped would be the center of Indian culture and political life remained largely a dream in India troubled by chronic poverty and political unrest. Gandhi nevertheless succeeded in giving the people of the subcontinent an example of the best their culture had to offer, in promoting an ideal that they and the people throughout the world could strive to achieve. Gandhi had found his life's work and had won respect for himself and for his ideals of non-violence. Today we have discussed Mahatma Gandhi's early life, life's work, and legacy. Thank you all so much for listening to my speech.